So far there has been very little progress here in Paris on climate financing. The developing countries are quite rightly pointing out that rich countries have not fulfilled their promises yet and have not delivered the financing that is needed. I think rich countries in turn are quite rightly pointing out that things have changed since 1992, and there are many countries in the so-called South that are actually willing and perhaps able to contribute to climate financing. And this is something we need to resolve if we want to get the treaty out of Paris. It just has to be done. The good news is that we have all the solutions we need in the foreseeable future, let's say in the mid-term. Simply just scaling up the solutions we already know exist and work in practice in some countries, that would be enough to reduce global emissions to sustainable levels in the, let's say, coming 15 years. Then on top of that, we will be needing innovation, we will be needing new radical technologies. But we could get a long way simply by using what we have already today and applying and implementing the solutions we already know work well in practice. So far the discussions have been quite constructive and people seem to be engaging in earnest in negotiations. That is always a good sign. In general, I think the stars are aligned. We have basically all the necessary preconditions for a successful Paris Treaty. The challenge is to translate that good vibe and atmosphere to actual progress in negotiations, and that has been very slow so far. So we need a step change in the pace of negotiations and the style of negotiations, and if that can be achieved, which boils down to the leadership of the French presidency and of course all the parties involved. If we can achieve that step change, I think it is possible to get a successful outcome from Paris.